Finally, we're back. Listen, I'm sorry for the delay. It's been a week, but it's felt like a dang year. Not only because I haven't been doing any of the videos, but also because I'm quitting cigarettes for the millionth time. And yes, I've tried before and I failed, but I really do feel like this is the time that I'm going to overcome because I actually want to. I need to. I work out 2 times a day and then I chief 20 cigs in between. Nah. Can't be doing that no longer. Can't be doing that no mas. I need to get off the cigs. My circulation is going to shit. I can barely feel my fingers half the time. ED is going to be a real problem in 10 years if I don't nip it in the bud right now. Heart disease. My dad has 2 stents in his heart. His dad had heart attacks. It runs in the family. Need to cut it out. Need to cut it out now. But it's feeling good. I can breathe deep. I can smell things. I can taste things. I can see things. I can feel things. I feel love again. I feel passion again. Even though that I want to eat a cigarette right now. I literally want to buy a pack of cigarettes, not even smoke them, just chew them up, swallow them, and ingest them and enjoy them as the toxins that they are. But I say no. I choose to say no. I choose to say get away from me, and I do 10 push-ups every time I have a craving. I do 20 sit-ups every time I have a craving, and I'm just trying to focus on the good, the benefits, the bright side, not about because you think that you need the cigarette to keep, you guys don't need this lecture. But I'm talking through it. I'm sweating. I'm gaining weight from the lack of nicotine. But I'm willing to put the extra pounds on because I know how to shave them off once this habit is kicked. So pray for me for the love of God. I don't care who you pray to, but please bow to him on your knees before you hit the sack and say, Peter Penny needs help with his addiction. And I got this. Like I say, all the time, stop eating cakes. Stop eating cookies, okay? You can stop. Hey, it's a lot easier to kick that addiction of sugar, even though it's actually relatively the same thing. Okay, the seed oils, the sugars, the processed foods, all that crap, you need to get rid of that just as much as I need to get rid of cigarettes, and I'm gonna do it, so you better do it too. I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to hear any problems or concerns. You just get it done. It's all in your head. You can do it. Shut the hell up. Stop making excuses. Stop saying tomorrow. As you can see, I'm on edge. And I need to get into the video before the clock strikes 3 a.m. and I gotta head out. So let's get right into Moan. We're gonna get into Moan tonight, and we're gonna get on to Moan because everybody seems to love this company. Why? I do not know. I tried to trade it one time. I ended up actually taking most of my share, I took about a third of my shares off the table at break even. I took a little bit more, like 7,000 shares off the table at what was the cost, 87 cents or 86. So I lost a little bit of money, $400 on it. I'm willing to lose $400 on trades. That's just where my account's at. $400 is like, okay, I don't really recognize it. $4,000, nah, we're not doing all that. So I'm not getting bagged like most of the people in the stock. Listen, you want to follow people like Financial Journey and these guys that are pump you into nonsense, into dilution, into scams ran by people that are actually ex-felons, and nobody wants to look at the red flags. They just want to look at the fact that all the pumpers are making them feel good and rubbing their little dinks. That's why these guys have followers, people. That's why these guys have followers. Trust me, I could go on and link up with Lawrence Hodge. I could throw on a Gucci hat and act like a dumbass. I could go talk to Lawrence and be like, "What news of the Saudi $1 billion deal?" Like, please, can we stop? Can you just stop? This is getting too far now. Listen, I know you invested in, 2 years ago at $30 and you need a 20,000% move to get debagged. But this is why you cut losses quick. I'm in and out of that bad boy without even thinking twice. Yeah, I'm going to play the fake pump. Yeah, it actually worked. If I would have just bought a little bit more strategically, I would have got out with a nice gain. That's how it's meant to be played. Moan is not meant to be invested in. You want to know why? Because literally for the past 2 years I've been tracking it and it's been red almost every day. And then they reverse split. It's already down 50% after that. And you have It's coming up. It's coming up. That black soot is coming up, and I plead the blood of Jesus over my lungs, and I tear it out in the name of God. Amen. Anyway, whoa. Let me slow down. The coffee's kicking in now. Yes, it's 1 a.m. my time. But I'm passionate about mowing because these pumpers are just out of control. Can we stop the nonsense? Can we stop following these guys? Because they're just, I mean, what are they doing for you? You buy what they're pumping and you're just losing consistently. Hey, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and not realizing that you're being scammed. Stop! Just stop! It's not going to work. It's not going to do it. It's their Chinese EVs. They buy them from Alibaba. It's just, come on, guys, like, enough's enough. Like, I get it. You want to believe in something. You want it to be the next Tesla. But, it's just, come on. Now, enough's enough, We got to you got to let it go. And, hey, if it comes down to 50 cents, if you're short it, if it comes down to 50 cents, try for another flip. I'll be watching it. I'll be trying to catch 10 cents here or there. But this nonsense about like every day it's red and people are still bullish, you just look sad. You just look pathetic. Like when I look at you, I see poverty. Like I see one of those people that are online and they're clearly online to go over their disability, like massive tumors on their face, was in a fire and they don't have eyes, they don't have teeth, and they don't have arms, or these people with these like 1 in a trillion disabilities. I just see a group of those people, and nothing against those people, but I see a group of those people in a circle touching each other. That's what I see when I go on the moan boards and I read the bullish comments. I see a bunch of severely handicapped people, 1 in a billion, all in the same room, sexually pleasuring each other. Listen, what I say on the show is the honest truth. And that is what comes to my head when I go to the boards. I can't help that. Maybe I have a grand imagination. Maybe you don't see eye to eye. Maybe you're heavily invested and you're like, shut up, meanie, boo, beanie. I'm not here to make you feel good. If you want to do that and you want to lose all your money and you want to circle jerk with a bunch of lepers, then so be it. But I won't involve myself regardless of the financial journey that it will bring me on, because I will get a lot more subscribers. I'll make a lot more money per video, but I'm not here to lie. I'm not one of those guys. I'd rather be honest. I don't really give a crap how many subscribers I get at this point. I'm doing this for myself at this point and to help a few people along the line. But I'm doing this so I can stay in tune with the market, okay? I'm not doing this for financial gain. It's just, financial gain on my own sweat, not on somebody else's calls. Enough of moan, get off of it. Holy hell, I could go on that. I mean, guys. And I guarantee you, not one person even listened to that whole thing that's invested in moan, because they just want to rip their hair out and poke their brains out and feast on their own organs. NVOS, terrible looking chart here, not in the sense that it looks like it's going to fail, but in the sense that I don't know how to do these time ranges very well, and that's fine because, I can usually use different charts. If you bring it up on your chart, and I can still call out the same numbers, what's going on. Okay, NVOS has this gap up at 60. We've been over this 1,000 times. We get it. I keep getting the news that all the bulls think it's going to go there without question. Look, just because it has a gap doesn't mean it's going to go there. Maybe they reverse split it up to there. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. There's definitely a risk of a reverse split. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen. I actually just bought in yesterday. I want to see what happens. Maybe it can get back to 15 on a quick pop. But I'm done with it, because the first trade I did on this, I flipped, didn't sell the top, but that was fine. I made money. Ended up buying it again, going up again, but this time I wanted a little bit more, and I got chopped down, and I actually ended up losing a couple $100 instead of gaining 2,000. So flipping is the name of the game. You know, you get cash heavy, you get sucked in there, you want to make a little bit more than the market's willing to give you, and you sit in a little bit too long, you end up taking your loss, and you could have sold and bought back in way cheaper. Still playing it, still liking it. Still a lot of people that are into it. It is AI in a way. I don't care what the company does. I don't believe in them. Everybody that told me to believe in this company for 3-4 months are red. So I'm sorry, but everything's a flip stock. This is no different. And this one trades a beautiful range. It's getting into the buy zone. I like it here. I do. Come give me 11s. Give me 10s if you can. Okay? I'll take a starter and then I'll scale in because I know it's probably going to pop back to 15 at some buy. And that's good. That from 10, that's 50%. I'll take that. I'll take a little drop in price for a little opportune. It's like even working. Yeah. Oh, I gotta lose weight. My God. One thing at a time. No ciggies. No sig-sigs. No sogs. TTCM has been a money machine. I mean, obviously over time. This one was real quick. Boom. Came back real quick. Boom. And this one took a little bit more time to drop back down to 6, which seemed to be the point of the launch pad, and boom, right back up to 12 for 100% gain. But obviously, again, trade the range here. If it does make it back up to 18, consider yourself extremely lucky, and especially if you got in the 7s. And I don't know how many people got 6s, but if you got into the 7s, you know, look for your 14 to exit, okay? Like, stop getting greedy. Everybody that got greedy here got slammed back down to earth, slammed back down to earth. I don't know how many times you could get slammed back down to earth and still survive it without a parachute. Put your parachute on, come back down, give it some time, slide in for the landing, get back on the plane, go back up into the atmosphere, and jump all over again. That is the point. Exhilaration in multiple times. Okay, the coffee's kicking in, can't really talk straight. But what I'm saying is this is you going up on the plane, this is you coming back down to earth after you've already pulled out your parachute and, gradually came back down. Boom, got in the plane again, right back up into the stratosphere. And then you come back down to earth real nice and slow like with your nice parachute so you don't die continually. And then now you get back in and you go back up and you have some fun again in the stratosphere. I don't understand what's so hard about it. I talk to you guys like I'm, 6 years old because it's that easy to explain. It's really not that hard. This isn't rocket science. You don't have to know that much. AI absolutely ripsky. Ripsky McScooch. Ropscop McBop. And I don't know why this thing is going, oh yeah, because it's AI and it's literally taking over the world and all of our jobs and all of our lives and all of our careers and all of our times. And all of the kids' minds. Because, everybody's just using AI for ChatGPT and writing their essays, and God only knows how they're going to be able to figure out who's cheating, who's not. We already live in a land of dumb-dumbs. It's absolutely astonishing how dumb our country is. It's just television and pills. That's what we live off of is corn oil, seed oil, television, and pills that are supposed to do good for us, even though it's just feeding the pockets of the pharmaceutical companies. But we can't get into that and we can't talk about that because that's actually truth. And I've been actually losing friends lately over telling the truth, and I don't care. You know why? Because I don't need friends to validate myself. I'm very okay being lonely, and I'm even better when I tell the truth. And I'm not going to have somebody tell me what I can and can't say. I don't care if I've known you for my entire life, if I've known you for 2 minutes. You ain't going to tell me what to think and what to say. And if you don't like it, that's fine. I think what you think is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm not going to be like, yeah, I don't like you anymore. That's neither here nor there. AI looks incredible. Is it overbought? Yes. A lot of these A lot of these charts are incredibly overbought. Fine. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, obviously the buy was down here, right? Obviously it was the buy that's breaking the middle band, and then see you. Wouldn't want to be you if you're not in it, okay? And that's brilliant. And it did break this previous high, okay? And it is on a long extended W, and it is incredible. Well, where's the handle? The handle might come in. You got a gap down here now. You're breaking it. Okay, look, and you closed at the high of the day, and AI is hot. It's look for things in that sector to be heating up a little bit right now, but they also could be overdone. Just remember, if you got in at 18 or in that range, a smart trader has already been sold. Whatever happens after this, happens after this. If you go up 100%, I would just say sell every time and not even think twice, because the amount of times that price is going to come back down on you and give you the opportunity to buy in at a sale is beyond, it's beyond. When you sell for 100% and the stock keeps running is like 1 in 50 times. Trust me, okay? You want to go with the odds for longevity in the market. You're not always going to be lucky as hell. And trust me, this isn't 2020 anymore, so don't get used to these massive runs that never come back down to earth. But AI, incredible. Another one that's been going like a mad monk is NVIDIA. My friends that are invested in this, they love this company, and it's for obvious reasons. As a long position, incredible amounts of strength, will not stop, does not seem like it's going to stop, but obviously, like everything else, everything stops. Everything comes back down to earth. This is wildly overbought. I think their PE is 176, which is absolutely astonishing. There is no way that they can, whatever. They're at $1 trillion market cap. It's overbought. You say what you want to say. Right now would be the time to scale out gains. If you bought in at anywhere sub 100, you should have already sold. But if you're still in and you're up 400% in a big board stock like this, just at least take some gains. If you want to hold on to some just for the off chance that it runs forever, fine. But if you're in this and you're up 300% on a big board and you're not taking gains off the table, you'll eventually learn, and you'll eventually say, damn, that guy was right when I was watching that video that I could barely get through because I'm so in love with the stock. You got to let go sometimes, my man. You got to let go. And my lady. I really need to lose weight in my cheeks. Every time I make certain faces, I could feel like I look like the Jolly Green Giant mixed with Santa Claus. It's that. The youngest of Santa Clauses. And it's like pissing me off because I know people, in the gym that I see every day, they're probably like, oh God, he's getting big. He's getting big. Oh man, his face is getting a little wide there. And everybody's looking at me like, creep, look at this guy. He's fat as shit. And I'm just like, God damn. And I want to wear a bag over my head, but I don't want to suffocate. AIAD, buying this tomorrow. This is why I do this. I forgot all about this stock. Boom, it hits me. I see it's up 23% today, 28% today. I see that's all that dirty soot coming, the carbon monoxide and all the dirty chemicals coming out of my lungs. Beautiful thing. Sound of sweet angels singing hymns on the mountaintops above the Tibetan atmosphere. Now we're looking at AIAD, and the volume came in today 16 million, more than normal. Your RSI is not overbought at 67. MACD looks pretty good. I like that you're breaking above this range. It's had enough time to consolidate. I thought it was going to do it back here. It didn't. It looks like it's go time. You give me any type of pullback to low nines, bang, bang, bop. I'm getting in, I'm taking my position, and I'm taking it with a vengeance, and I'm loving it, and I'm leaving it, and I'm waiting for the bank to come calling so I can make a deposit. Remember, like I always say, get to know your banker on a first-name basis. Call him every day. Make sure that you're taking gains every single day, so you can call your banker, Francisco Machuku, which is my banker, and then I say, hey, Francisco Machuku, I'm coming with $1,000 every day, whether you like it or not, so you're going to have to work every single day. I don't care if it's Sunday. You have to be there. And he says, yes, Carlin, yes. And then he's there for me, and I enjoy it. And that's why he gets paid. He gets tipped. I hook him up. And he always asks me, he says, how do you get so much money? Why are you bringing me $1,000 every day? Where's this money coming from? And I say that I'm robbing noobs blind. And he says, do you need me to call the police on you? Are you going to turn yourself in for such vicious crimes? And I say, no, this is legal. And this is legal things. And most people just don't know that that's what the market is. And yeah, so definitely looking into AIAD tomorrow. Or today, whatever would you like to call. XCPL, this one's heating up a little bit. Not really that. Now, this is one of the worst looking situations here as far as this daily chart goes. But actually, if you can really look closely here, if you have a monocle or if you have the telescope that NASA uses in front of you, you might want to actually look through it and see this constellation here, a beautiful flag coming down to meet that middle band at 0003. That's sexual. That's sexual. I would insert myself if I could into a screen, and I should be able to soon with the advances in AI. I would not be surprised if you can't literally insert yourself in your computer door exit, and that's going to be scary. And we're going to be in weird times when that happens. But we're just going to cross that bridge when we get there. Kind of like how you need to get across that bridge at 6, where you seem to have resistance in the share price here. Now you are at 5, and I daddy do likey a lot. But once you get over that, then you're kind of blue skies. You got a little bit of a 3.8 up here. I don't know how much this share structure is ballooned. Probably a significant amount, because the CEO is a dilutive dumpster boy. And don't let him ever tell you anything differently. I remember him telling me, "Oh no, we don't dilute." Hey, guy. Yes, you do. Obviously. So XCPL, keep it on your watch list. Watch for the volume to continue. So Viri is another one that just looks absolutely intense. I mean, unbelievable. I've been tracking this one for a while. I missed it, and I never grabbed it, and I'm the saddest boy to ever done live. But that's... but this thing has been pretty much run, and you got gaps all the way up here. You're pretty much at that now. Two is this gap, but then you got a massive gap all the way up to $8. This thing trades thin. It's on a very consistent move. It's actually starting to break out even harder now. Just watch, because it is, when you start to get stocks that are coming from such a low amount. You're up pretty much 500-600% for the bottom feeders here. If they haven't taken gains, they're going to take them soon, especially with these huge spikes coming in. Maybe on that first gap fill, you'll get a pullback to the middle orange band, which will be somewhere around 115, 120 in that range. Make sure to just be mitigating your risk. If you want to hang in a little bit longer, don't be afraid that once you see a daily candle that's saying, hey, it looks like it's weakening, boom, you get out. And you live to fight another day. You take your gains. You call your banker, Rico McChuki, and you say, "Hey, how you do?" And he says, "Very good. How are you?" CNNA. This is one of those flukes. Don't get used to this. I can promise you. Okay, look. And there's no bad blood here, because I actually sold up here, pretty close to the top of this shit. But no, I bought and I sold for, 20-30% gain. And it absolutely took off astronomically over the next week. There's no, that's obviously, those things can happen. They do happen. If they don't happen often, though. So I tend to believe in the fact that if you take 30% gains, you get them on a consistent basis, you're going to be making money. And that's how my account's grown significantly in the past month. But yeah, it'd be nice to hit one of these every once in a while. I've been in moves like this. But the problem is if you go to those boards right now, your RSI is sitting at 93. You're way overbought, obviously. You're pressing on previous resistance. Your blow off top was probably today. I can't believe it was even green today. But now you're getting a candle that looks like it might be starting to reverse. And that's why I don't get, I sold it, but I don't care, man. This has nothing to do with me. I've been out of this stock for a while. You learn as a trader to get over things like this. Because, you never know. You don't sell it, and then it tanks, and you sell for a red. You keep going for these massive, massive winners. You're not going to hit them that often. in. And when you do, you're probably just going to get sucked into the price targets that are being called out on the boards, which I'm sure people are saying $25, 25 cents, $300, $3 million. I know they are. I don't need to go there and look. And a lot of noobs get sucked into that and they start saying, well, I have 1 million shares. If it goes to 25 cents, I'll make $250,000. Before they know it, they lose all their gains and they're getting worried, and then they sell the bottom and then it pops up again on them and they're all over the place, and then they want to murk themselves, and then they want to sell their kids to rice farmers in Thailand and sell their wives to be cocked on some type of black... PLTR been going on a ripski. I need to blow my... I'm like sick. I'm fat. But whatever. I'm getting the cigs out of my system. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. And I'm mad. I'm mad because I want to smoke 9 cigs. I want to eat every cig that I see. I want to go around and pick up the butts on the ground and like rub them all over my my crotch. Jesus. Sorry. But like I don't. But the addiction is saying that I do. It's really strange because I hate cigs. I don't even want to look at them. But I like want to lick them too. PLTR, look, I mean, this has been, again, these are flukes. They're not flukes. I mean, PLTR is a great company. And it's, I believe it's in defense. So this bad boy, this thing has been moving like the dickens, and that's something that's I actually mentioned previously is defense. Obviously, at times of war, don't believe a word you say about the war that you see on any type of news. I don't care, local, state. It doesn't. We have absolutely manipulated propaganda in this country. It's unbelievable. If you don't think we're at war with Russia and Ukraine's just in the middle getting money because of the, I'm not going to get into it. Shut your mouth. Don't speak on these things because they'll shut you down. Remember, the truth cannot be told on certain subjects. Remember, it's sad, but this is a great company. Obviously been on a rip. Again, I always stress take gains, especially when your RSI is this smoking. But you're getting the volume to get the follow through. God only knows where the top's in this. Pre-market is still moving. This thing could go and go and go and go. But remember to scale gains as you go and don't get greedy. Don't just leave everything on the table. Start to shave gains. Then once it does reverse and come back down, you will be prepared to buy the discount instead of be sitting on your hands and watching your gains go out the window. VPLM. I'm waiting on the 4 gap fill here. I've been saying that. I'm either buying this break because of some type of magnificent news that's came out, which easily could happen first, or I'm buying this gap at 4 on an oversold situation. Not expecting that to happen, but it could. And I'm setting my alert for 4-5, and as soon as that hits, it's probably going to be a breakdown and then a pop up. But they have shares in this company at dub 5, sub 5. This is why I sold in the 9s previously after I took my gain, because I was like, nah, man. And once I heard that, I was like, yo, no. Like, I'll buy 4 for the bounce. Hopefully they come out with a wildly ridiculous $1 trillion settlement. I've seen these type of setups before where, you were expecting something massive and it didn't really work out the way that you thought it would. It's never kind of what you think it's going to be. Sometimes these things run on surprises, not on something that's already baked in or people were talking about. If they're saying it's going to go to the moon because of this, it's either going to go to the center of the core of the earth because of that, or it's going to go to the moon because of something that nobody else knew about. That's usually what happens almost every time. That's why I get weary when I see a board saying, no, it's definitely going to do this. It's definitely going to do this. And everybody's in harmony with it. I'm like, yeah, it's probably not going to do that, though. But 4 or 11. AABB. Or you just don't want to work now, or... Said one of the biggest ridiculous. I mean, look, I told you this thing was going to have trouble at 4, and it did. It actually got all the way to 5, but which kind of, it's just a little bit. But look, you just don't want to see this again. You don't want to see this, and then coming all the way back down to the double bottom, and then even getting sold off even more. You want to see it hold here, but you're breaking below that middle band. You need to see it reclaim 3-2, somewhere in that area. But your technicals aren't looking too hot. This company is known to dilute. You must stop here. You must hold this price. If you start to break below 3 again, you're probably going to go right back down to the magma, right back down to the abyss to have sex with the aliens. I'm not going to get into it, but trust me when I say you'll literally be multiplying your offspring with aliens in salt water with no head device. You're just going to have to learn how to breathe in salt. And I don't want to be the saltiest boy to ever done exist. And I'm just saying, look, guys, this company, I don't want to crap on it because nobody will subscribe to my channel. I can sit here and crap on every penny stock every day, all day. Hey, the thing's got some momentum right now. You need to hold this price, okay? And stop believing in a baboon NFT. Oh, geez, come on, man. Like, this stuff is like, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of kids in this one, but grow up. ENZC. This guy Savros obviously dumping millions and millions of shares. I don't know how these guys get away with it, but he's probably made $4 million off this dump. I mean, that's ugly, guys. That's ugly. I tried to catch a reversal here. This thing is just so suppressed. But you're like getting crushed on your RSI. I mean, if you're gonna buy, I'd be looking just for 5 high 4s. If you can get anything in the 4s, I mean, geez. Try and get something in the 4s, and hopefully the company comes out with something new. It's going to spark interest again because, look, I mean, you're at least trying to settle here. I just want to see some type of confirmation that this is bottom because this thing is just getting beaten into the ground. Let me know if you're in the stock, how OTCN has been treating it. Has he been aggressive or not? God, I want to sig. It's all I can think about. But if you can get back to that middle band, you're looking at 100% from a 4 buy, somewhere in that range. So let me know. Is OTCN a little bit less aggressive? No or yes? Because that's all I care about. I don't care about the deal. I don't care about the merger. I don't get all that stuff is the same thing to me. It means nothing. GMVD. Probably the worst situation ever be looking at here. Look, your Bollinger Bands are pinched. You can't really see what's going on. Pull it up on your own chart to see a little bit better. But, I mean, this is just a bottom feeder. Obviously goes on runs every once in a while. Huge spike, huge spike, huge spike, huge spike, huge spike. I mean, but still, they're very long in times apart. It's beaten down to the core. It's been diluted. They've probably diluted this just so much. I don't know. It's a medical company. A lot of these pharmaceuticals or whatever they are, but pharmas, whatever. I don't know exactly what it is. But these medical stocks, I don't know, but they are just usually destroyed. Every type of run is diluted immediately. As you can see, they've pretty much been running par for course here. I don't really know what else to tell you about this one. These just aren't really stocks that I'm too interested in, just because I don't know when they're going to pop, and they can be very fickle, and they can dump at any time. Offerings are very prevalent. I mean, if you're in it, I don't know. You know more about this company, just from what I can see, which is pretty much nothing. I don't know how to call it on that one. Now, Rev B is something that somebody else, or the same person gave me. They said they gave me the DD next to it, so I actually wrote it down. If you ever leave a pick, please, for the love of God, I mean, this is another one. God, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I apologize for the look of this chart. But again, these things go on run, but they're just, and these biosciences and stuff, the bios, they dilute a lot. Look, they're saying that there's a meeting on June 9th to talk about dilution. Yes, it could run into that. I don't know. It looks like it's been kind of on just by the RSI. I can't really see on the candles, on the daily sticks, but it's at a low price. The meeting could cause the price to go up. I would say that from a dollar, be looking for $1.30. Don't be looking for the moon. I don't know. But again, the reason why they're having a meeting about dilution is because these biosciences just get diluted so hard time and time again. Just be really careful with what you're buying. Know what companies tend to dilute. If you're buying a beer company or some type of beverage company, they're going to need to pull out money to be able to advertise because it's such a saturated space. If it's a bioscience, they're going to need to take out money to do the research and development that's needed, the R&D, to actually have a lot of these things get FDA approved or what have you. There's a lot of money that goes into that stuff. Then if you're a car company like Moan, obviously you're going to need to dilute your shareholders' bones to death because, I can't even speak, because you're going to need to pull out money to start build manufacturing infrastructure, and you're going to have to buy all the EVs from China, and these things cost money. And if you're a pre-revenue company, like a lot of these companies are, you can't pay the bills, so the investors have to. That's what the market is. Craig. Someone brought this up. It doesn't look bad to me. Pop, drop, pop, drop. I'm buying 209. Anything above that, you're looking at probably 264. Could be a very good ROI on this one. You just got to get above that resistance, or a good buy would be down at 170 if you can get a pullback. Seems like it wants to run off that middle band like it's done previously. It just needs a little bit more time. I have no doubt that if you buy this at the middle orange band, let's say you get in at 170, you might even be able to get out for a significant gain looking at 60 to 70%. I don't mind Craig at 170 or a break of 207, somewhere in that area. Money having a lot of problem with 2 here. I wanted to buy it above 2, but I held off because just the selling above it was very, very drastic. It clearly, and now they're talking about an acquisition coming out. The reason why I don't like acquisition announcements is because most acquisitions are paid for in shares because they don't have enough cash to cover it. So they give the company that they're acquiring amount of shares that they immediately dump into the market. And I don't want to hear that they're going to wait any amount of time because usually the shares are given to them. Whatever strike price, whatever the strike price is, they're still given to them, and they're immediately convertible, and they're immediately dumpable into as commons, and they just literally will just turn it on. They'll just go to one of these market makers and just be like selling into the bid consistently. That's a little bit more aggressive form of dilution, but still, an acquisition never tends to push the price, at least from what I've seen. Doesn't mean that it can't happen, but because of the fact that when they give this company, that's why you have to look at the terms of the deal. Don't just be like, oh, the deal. Look at the terms, if they even tell you the terms. Most of the time they hide the terms because they don't want you to know to be able to find these things. So I just assume. ABML. Long hold, yeah. It's super flagged here. Again, this thing could start at any time. Each time it's tried to, it's been pulled back on pretty heavily and pretty quickly. But this is a great flag here. You're right on that middle band, so I wouldn't say that this isn't a bad buy-in or this is a bad buy-in. I don't hold things too long. I don't want to be in a company for this long, kind of trading sideways, but that's just my taste in trading. A lot of people do like holding long, or at least they like having some long positions in their portfolio. I tend to like to stay liquid with all my cash. So, I have the opportunities when I see something that I really like to strike right away instead of having a position that's kind of like this for a very long time. Now, that could pay off. But that's just not the type of trader I am. ABML, though, if you are looking for a long position, this could be one of them. I do like the chart on it. ICNM. A little bit of a pop today. It's just oversold. I did actually buy this at 4. It's currently at 5. I think it definitely has the potential to get back to 6 easily. It's just a little bit oversold here. That's why I liked it. Trying to remember that these pullbacks aren't, the worst thing that can happen. This gives you an opportunity to buy, and sometimes it's a little bit safer to buy on the pullback than to buy on the bullish momentum because you don't want to get your dong chopped off, especially if you can't day trade. I enjoy having a dong. Now, I know that there's a lot of people in this world today that want to cut it off at a very young age before they even know that had the enjoyment of having one, which is absolutely asinine. And I believe that everybody that involves themselves with any type of situation like that, whether it be the patient or the doctor, needs to, I probably shouldn't say it, but especially the people that are giving these kids the hormone blockers and chopping off their little wee-wees before they even know how to use them, should be shot in a town square, humiliated, and all of their body parts sent to their family members with thank you cards, thanking them for sacrificing their brother, their sister, their mother, their child to the laws of society. And, that's what I really do think about these people. And that's kind of what I feel about these stocks that are getting chopped up. It's time to resurrect. It's time to come back. It's time to get rid of the problem, which is uprooting that doctor, coming back in with somebody, whether it be a pastor or somebody that will enlighten them again, and they bring in the stitches and they just sew that little ding ding right back on them. And they show them how to use it, and they say this is the beauty of this, and this is how you express yourself with this appendage, and they need guidance in that way. So I just want to stitch that thing back on, send it right back to 6. Maybe sell 5, maybe sell 6. We'll have to pay attention. Absolutely incredibly odd way to review a stock, but we keep things interesting. If I had to talk about RSI, every single stock, I would go nuts. I go cuckoo in the little head. WDLF, this one, I really don't like this stock. I really don't. I'm sorry. But this guy has been claiming the world for so long and just been diluting the entire time. I mean, it's the story as old as time. This is what they all do. Look at these runs. Boom, pull back dilution. Boom, pull back dilution. Boom, pull back dilution. Dilution. Now it tries to get out of this break above this middle band again, and it's getting diluted back down to the line again. It's like, I can't even say that they're diluting because it's only 10 million shares in volume. The volume isn't necessarily there. I don't know. Everybody loves this stock, and I don't really like it. I just don't like the CEO. He's like one of those guys that's really too talkative, and obviously he's trying to sell you something. He's like that guy that you go into when you're trying to buy a car, and he's clear like, yeah, dude, yo, you are so cool. Like, I love the hairstyle, loving the teeth. Like, did you just get your teeth done? Love it. The tats, bro. I don't have any tats, but like, so sick, dude. Like, your girl's so hot. Dude, everything about you is just sick, dude. If a car salesman's saying that to me, I'm not buying a car. But most people actually want that. That's why they do that. I know a scam without even having to think about it. Most people get scammed left and right. They see patio furniture for $60 and they think it's legit. They see an oil change for $4 and they think it's legit. Whatever the case may be, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And if the CEO is extremely talkative, it's probably because he's trying to dilute your little bones to dust. That's fact. That's fact. Hero, looking for 28 for entry here. This thing seems to bounce off 28 all the time, whether it be on these pullbacks and pass or not. But you got to hold 28. You got to hold 28. I want to see it hold 28. I don't love the fact that the company's saying they're buying back $25,000 worth of stock each month. Dude, this is a huge share structure that will do absolutely nothing. That's like 7 million, 10 million shares or something from here, or whatever the case is. That's not enough. That's not going to do it. At least that's not going to cause a massive spike in price. Now, if they come out and they say, okay, this is, our projections for the third quarter or whatever the case. They give some type of timeline for events. That could cause another spike in price. Right now, I'm looking for 28 to enter, but I'm being weary on that price, and I want to make sure that it stabilizes in that zone. But, it's not a bad company. A lot of people like it. I've traded it and I've made money off of it. Again, if I wouldn't have sold, I'd probably be at a loss right now, and I'd be like, why didn't I sell? Because I've been sitting this for so long, and it's done nothing but like nothing. And I had the opportunity to take my gain and get into something else and make more of a gain. That's how the market works. But people get so in love. Kind of like our next one, DVLP. I can't tell you how many times I told the people, the Super Bulls, the Perma Bulls on this board, just sell the damn stock. Now I've re-entered at 26. It's too oversold now. I actually took a starter at 3, bought more at 27, and now it's at 26. And I'm looking to see if it comes back to 22. If it does on a hard oversell, that's why I bought shares, because I will buy heavy down there. I'll probably add $1 million, something like that, and I'll wait for the pop, because that seems to be the bottom, and where it really wants to stay at the bottom. Guys, this is whatever the case may be. I don't know exactly what the company is doing. I know that they might have came out with their 10K, and it was obviously not what you expected, which is every single penny stock. Please learn and stop believing in fairy tales, because they don't come true. I'm telling you, 1,000 times out of 1,000, selling for a gain is better than holding for a loss, and that is what's going to happen 9 times out of 10 in every penny stock that you buy. Stop believing what they tell you. Stop thinking what the CEO isn't lying to you and hiding things from you, because it's an OTC pink sheet for a reason, and it will slaughter you if you are not careful. I tend to buy here, not up here, even though I did buy up here, and I said, doesn't have it. Adios, muchacho. Sayonara. See you tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to wait a couple months till I call you again, and then we could get back into bed and have a little bit of fun time. Got it? And no, I'm not. When I said amigo, I meant amiga. TRKA, another one. I literally said that this one for months and months and months. I said this was coming back to 15. Everybody said I was like literally the dumbest person to ever exist. Now who's the dumbest person to ever exist? You, because I said it was going to be 15, and now it's at 15. Finally got there. Took a long time, but it's finally there. That was your next level of support. I'm just telling you guys, everybody keeps telling me that this stock is so amazing. They are making trillions of dollars in revenue. All this, that, and the third, how they have this coming up and that coming up. Well, look at what's happening. It doesn't matter. The guys, these stocks, this runs off of FOMO. This has nothing to do with fundamentals. This has nothing to do with how much money they have in the bank. This has nothing to do with their cash flow statements. This is a pump that had a lot of noobs chasing the top, and you got a huge move. Great. You should have sold it. You should have sold it before it got to this peak. You're supposed to trade the space in between, not buy the top and sell the bottom. Well, now, you're just getting lower and lower and lower and lower. Now, it could be coming to a buy-in here, but just, again, learn from your mistakes. Learn that it doesn't matter what the company actually does, what they say, what they're going to do, what their plans are. It doesn't matter. Especially stocks like this. These clear pump and dumps. That's a clear pump and dump. Come on. I'm not even going to waste any more time on it. If you want to be a believer and you want to sit in these things and pray for the best, then trade on hope, gamble the rest of your life, and lose all your money. I don't care. Has nothing to do with me. DBMM. This one's coming back to a buy zone here. I'm looking for 5.8 for entry. I just need it to get there first, which doesn't always happen that way. Setting my alerts as soon as I get off of here, because if it does come back down, it should respect this middle band. And now that it's above it and breaking out of this downtrend, it does look good for continuation after that pullback, especially after the RSI cools off and the MACD cools off. I'm loving anything 6 or around 6 to 5.5 in that is the buy zone perfectly. AMC. I mean, guys, again, this is a tradable range. You buy down here, you sell up here. But still, I mean, this thing takes a long time to develop anything. Nobody goes to the movies anymore. I don't know how many times I got to review this stock and say the same thing, but hopefully somebody's listening, because most of the people only want to listen to people that are saying that it's going to get $1 trillion market cap and it's going to go to the moon and there's going to be a short squeeze. There's going to be a MOS. It's going to go to 70 plus. It's going to go to 1,000 plus. It's going to make everybody a millionaire, and they're all going to be driving Lambos those, and they're all going to go to Vegas together on a boat party and smash the most beautiful women in the world, all if they're AMC games, they're ape games. The world just doesn't work like that, and you got really lucky to have the run that you did back in the day. Even right here was an incredible run. But everybody's bagged, especially a lot of noobs that got into trading right when they started in 2020. Everything was running, and they thought that they couldn't miss. They thought they had the game figured out, and that obviously turned on them very quick, and that's why most traders don't last, and that's why most traders are down 90% and 90% of their stocks. That's why you stay liquid, you stay nimble, you stay humble, you keep your eyes to the ground and stop thinking that you're the next big thing, because you're not. You will take losses. You will have to learn how to mitigate your risk, manage your risk. This was not a good managed risk for a lot of people that were up thousands of dollars and actually got dumped onto negative, a loss, and are still sitting there claiming that this is going to go to the moon. It's a bad place to be. People are looking at you that are pros and like, yeah, nah, guy, you trade the range. Obviously, the movies, nobody goes to them anymore to see what? Transformers 99? Nah, I'm good, big dog. I'm good, big homie. And I'm also out of here, and I'm about to go chew on gum, because that's all I have left in life. I don't have any vices. All I do is chew gum, eat healthy, go to the gym. What do I have left anymore?